boom, 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 boom. We back. What, what, what's that? Let's, let's get Oh yeah. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, all right, y'all. So let's keep. Let, all right, let me turn it up. All right, y'all. Welcome. I am your host for the evening. I am the doctor, aka the professor, aka Coach Ken in the building. It's been a minute. Yo, we've been busy, y'all. A lot of stuff going on that you about to see. A lot of stuff been going on. We just doing a lot. I can't tell y'all about it right now, but I'm back this week because I got something good for everybody. And I got to tell y'all what happened. I got to tell you, oh, thank you, Melanie. I appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. You love my advice. A lot of people don't like my advice, but some do. A lot of them do too. Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate you. All right, I appreciate you. Give me some likes on TikTok. Give me some likes. Give me some hearts on Instagram. And welcome, YouTube and Facebook. Thank you, Joshua. I appreciate you. Um, my wife, yeah, she's wonderful. We have a ball doing our podcast. So uh, somebody Miller said they just don't want to hear it, Coach. I know better than they don't want to hear it. Now look, so tonight, y'all got to tune in tonight for the next. I'm gonna try to go live for the next 5 days. Actually, the next 3-4 weeks. And let me tell y'all why. I'm gonna tell y'all why. All right, because man, I let's get into it. Let's get into it tonight. But before I get into it, because how many of y'all? But let me ask you one. Let me ask you one question. What if I could show you? And I'm gonna give you a testimonial. What if I could show you that? Yeah. Hey, you love me and Tammy together. You know we coming on next week. Back in action. New season. Tammy and Coach Ken in the building. And but I don't want to get distracted, y'all. All right. So first off, before I go, but I'm gonna ask you where you from. But I gotta ask you a question. What if I could show you how to ask one question, just one question, and you could determine if the person is the one for you? What if I could show you, for those of you who are dating, now let's say you're dating, I can show you one question. And then if you're in a relationship, I could show you one question that could deepen your connection. What if I told you I could? Would you believe me? Now some of y'all gonna say, hell no, coach. But that's the question for tonight. going to be the question for the next week. And I want you to think about that because now marriage, yes. And remember what I said, you're married, you're in a relationship, but I can show you how to ask one question that could deepen your connection. That could deepen your connection. There is a process that I've created called the Just Ask process. There's a process I've created called the Just Ask. We're going to talk about it tonight, and I'm going to give everybody here listening, I'm going to give you an opportunity to come to my class for $10. I'm going to teach you this principle. And all you got to do, you got an extra $10 laying around, $10. I'm going to show you how to do it. But y'all got to, somebody say it, let's hear it. All right. Before we get there, first of all, I want to say I'm back, y'all. Glad to be back. If you could, tell me your name and where you're checking in from, your first name, and where you're checking in from, because I want to acknowledge you. And you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me tonight. All right. And so T. Jackson said, I would believe you. Well, T, I'm going to prove it to you tonight. I don't never just say anything, y'all. When I say something, I'm going to prove it to you. All right. But give me your name and where you're checking in from so I can borrow. We got Alexis from the Bahamas in the building. What part of the Bahamas? We got Angela from SoCal in the building. Wanda from Richmond. Anna from Houston in the building. Karina from the A in the building. Melanie from New Jersey. Linda checking in from Mississippi. Renee from Colorado Springs. Nassau. I love Nassau. I love it. What is that? Is that Talia from Raleigh? I just want to get it right. I want to get it right. We got Kelly from Northern Virginia. We got April from Houston. Tracy, I think that's Houston. Tracy, I'm not sure. No, that's Texas, I think. Let me know. Jessica from Texas in the building. Gigi from Cali in the building. From we got Tara from Jacksonville, Florida. Stephanie McKenzie. We got from Charlotte, North Carolina in the building. Melody from LA, City of Angels. What's up, Melody? Thank you. We got Vaughn from Tallahassee in the building. We've got Tracy. Okay, Houston. All right, thank you, Tracy. Houston, I got you. All right, Deborah from Tarpon Springs, Florida in the building. LaTanya from Dallas, Texas in the building. What's that? Zaiticia from Baltimore, Maryland. Adam, what's up, Adam? Adam, appreciate you stopping by, Adam. Hey, we got Panda Bear from Cali in the building. Yes. Thank you, Tiffany Diamond from South Carolina in the building. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me tonight. Hey, Nikki, what's up? Glad you could join me. And as always, y'all, I have my most studious, most disciplined operations director, AP, in the building, making sure that I stay on track with what we're doing. Victoria from NC in the building. Debbie B, locked in from Canada. Our friends from Canada. I don't care what they say. They are our friends. All right. Right. Hey, Adam, I'm going to watch the Final Four, too, after this is over. What's up? Who is that? Aggie Pride. Who is that? Aggie Pride? What's up? I want to know who that is. Yes. You're locked in from Canada. Absolutely. AP in the building. Somebody say AP in the building. All right. Spady, what's up, baby? Good. Good to see you. All right. So, y'all, this is what we're going to do. I want to tell you this story. And, I'm big on relationships. I'm big. Y'all know that I love, but I'm big on not just romantic relationships. I'm big on all kinds of relationships, whether it's a workplace, whether it's friends, whether it's family. All relationships matter. And you ever notice, y'all, have you ever had a relationship and you had it for years And all of a sudden, you had a rift in the relationship. You had a rift in the relationship, and this person who you were close with, this person who was your ride or die, this person who was your day one, and now you don't talk anymore. You don't talk anymore. I don't know how many of that's happened to you. Maybe it's a family member that you don't talk anymore. And you don't know how we got here, but you just know you got to stand on your business. You got to stand 10 toes down on business, and you don't even know why y'all don't speak anymore. Well, you got a good idea is that they triggered you, you got mad, and yes, you don't talk to them anymore. And so you've gotten to the point where now it is so familiar to you, it has become such a part of your life that communicating with this person, be it a romantic relationship or be it a family member or a workplace relationship, somebody that's been close to you a long time. And do you ever wonder how that you could allow that relationship that was so close to just poof, disappear? Do you ever wonder why you can do that? Do you ever wonder why that happens? Do you ever wonder why you drift apart? And so I'm going to teach y'all something tonight. And I am going to teach you how to literally change your relationships with one question. I've done it before. So allow me to tell you what happened. I have a client. I'm going to tell you two stories, but I have a client who her and her sister hadn't talked in 2 years. Now, her and her sister was like stupid, crazy close, y'all. Very close. But they had a falling out about something. And when you look back at it, y'all, it's really trivial. It's not as big as we make it to be. And so what I did was I said, first question I asked her, I said, do you want to restore the relationship? And she said, I do want to restore it, but I don't know how we can restore it. You know why she said, I don't know how we can restore it? Because you know how sometimes, y'all, when you get into it with somebody, it no longer matters why you got there or how you got there. The only thing that mattered at that point is you feel like I've got to win. I've stood on this principle so long. How could I ever go back? All right. And so what happens is in a situation like that, in restoring in a situation like that, what's happened is you don't know how to bridge the gap from where you are to where you used to be. Am I right? So you don't know how to bridge the gap. And so I told her, I'm going to teach you something. I want you to ask just one question. Just one question I want you to ask. I want you to send a text and ask just one question. Well, she did that. I said, it's a very specific question that I want you to ask. And when she asked the question, let me tell you what happened. Y'all, it was so crazy. They worked out of the same gym, would walk by each other like they didn't even know each other. These are sisters that used to hang out, do everything together. But when I told her on this day, I said, I want you to text this question. And so when she texted the question, the sister did not respond right away. It took her about an hour and a half, and I knew what was happening. The sister saw the text. She was contemplating how she would respond because the question that I made her ask required the sister to engage with the question, to engage with her inner feelings, to engage with her subconscious belief system. It made her engage with who she was as a person. Ooh, ooh, I ain't been gone that long. I can still do this. And so the sister finally responded 2 hours later. I told my client what was going to happen. The sister responded and said, I'm willing to talk. They met at the gym. They talked at the gym. They talked so much at the gym, they begin to cry. They begin to weep and cry in front of the gym, outside the front door. The manager came outside because the manager knew both of them, but the manager didn't know what was going on because they kept it. The manager said, what's going on? What's going on? And they just kept crying and hugging each other. That day, they restored that relationship. And all because of what Coach Ken asked them to do, asked one of them to break down and ask the one question. That's one testimonial. The second testimonial is this person who was dating someone. Dating someone, you ever been dating someone and you keep picking the wrong person? You keep picking the same person and you don't know how you keep doing that. And so, and I'm gonna tell you about, I got testimonials about marriage too. I got one for about marriage too. But this testimonial right here is about dating. I'm gonna give you one about marriage. And so this lady kept picking the wrong person. She kept picking people based on who she thought she needed or what she liked. You ever heard somebody that people check the list, check the boxes? You know, when you date, y'all ever notice how you got a box, a list that you go by, and then you got this list and you think if the other person meets the things on this list, that I'm going to be happy, okay? They think that I'm going to be happy because I got this list. And I told her, I said, I want you to do something for me. I want you to turn your list over and act as though you don't have the list. And I want you, when you talk to this guy, I want you to ask them one question. Now, y'all, there are going to be other questions, but I start with one. And she was like, Coach, I don't know about that. I said, ask the question. I said, listen, you know how sometimes your mama and your dad used to say, because I told you so? And ask. And the reason why, and Panda Bear said it so eloquently right here. Panda Bear said this, communicating sounds so easy, but it's hard in expressing your feelings. You know why? It's hard because she's right. Most of you listening to my voice are not good communicators. Most of you are poor communicators. The reason why you're poor communicators is because you've never been taught how to communicate. And part of what I teach them is part of a big part of communication is asking questions. And most of us don't know how to do it. We don't know how to ask questions. We don't know, all we know how is to interrogate somebody. But you don't know how to ask questions for deeper understanding, for deeper connection. Someone said about marriage, I coached a couple for 6 months. They had seen 3 therapists before they got to me. 3 therapists. When they got to me, I said, oh, I diagnosed their problem in 19 minutes. And I said, the problem is neither one of you know how to communicate. You don't know how to connect your communication to your emotions. And I said, let me teach you how to connect your communication with emotions, but we're going to start with how you ask the other person questions. They did that. They did that. And now their relationship is unbelievably good. And they were headed for divorce court. So why do I say all of that tonight? Because I wrote a book called Just Ask, okay? And the book is said, and the subtitle is How to Ask the Right Question. How the right questions can reveal the right partner. Now, some of you might not think it's for marriage, but it is for marriage. See how the right questions can reveal the right partner. Do you know what the problem is? Is if you are able to ask it. So tonight's session, tonight, and everybody on this call, I'm going to start teaching an 8-week masterclass on this. And you know what it's going to cost you? And some of you going to need to get in it because I'm going to tell you, it's $10. It's going to be $10 a week. It's $10 for you to come. That's all. $10. And so, but get this. I'm going to teach you a principle tonight. And for those of you who want to join it, we're going to do the class on Sunday for 8 weeks on Sunday evenings in my academy. I'm going to allow you to come in for $10 a week, $10 a week. And if you don't want to come anymore, don't have to. But $10, y'all, my team thought I was crazy when I said $10. And I said, let them come in for $10 a week, $10 a week. And so here's what we're going to do. Like, get to this. So let me explain it to you. I'm going to give you, for the next 5 days, I'm going to promote it for the next 5 days, but I'm going to give you a principle of it tonight. I got to start it tonight. Here's the principle. The principle is this. There are two parts. Listen, y'all take some notes because this is how I'm gonna teach y'all the class. We don't have a PowerPoint. We're gonna go deep and we're gonna get in here and I'm gonna show you how to stop picking the wrong person. I'm gonna show you how to enhance your marriage. I'm gonna show you how you and your husband ain't talked about nothing in 5 years. You don't know, both y'all have grown apart. I'm gonna show you how to reconnect. I'm going to show you how to vet a person so you can stop picking the wrong person. I'm going to show you how to restore the friendship. I'm going to show you how to restore with your family members, your sister, your brother. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it to you by showing you how to ask subconscious questions. And you might say, subconscious questions? What are you talking about, Coach Ken? Subconscious questions. And let me explain it to you. So this is day one. Everybody take some notes. There are two parts of your brain. There is your conscious mind and there is your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. So let me explain it to you. Your conscious mind is the part of your brain that is aware of all of your thoughts. For instance, I'm on live with you, all of my platforms. I've got 4 platforms, and if y'all see me looking around, I'm looking at all of them. I am aware that I'm teaching y'all about subconscious questions, okay? Your conscious mind are the things that you think about like every day, your logical mind. It is your logical mind. It is the mind where you think about logically what you should be doing. These are the thoughts you are conscious of, okay? Now, I want you to understand something. Now, y'all listen, please take notes. Your conscious mind is only responsible for 10% of your reality. Your conscious mind, okay? Then you say, well, what, Coach? Okay, but what's responsible for the other 90% of your reality? Well, it is your subconscious mind. Now, I want you to think about subconscious mind. Think of your subconscious mind like as though it's a computer, okay? A computer that houses think about it as a computer that houses all of your thoughts, your beliefs, all of your thoughts, all of your beliefs, all of your feelings, emotions, all of your trauma, everything you've ever done in your life, your subconscious mind houses it. And your subconscious mind is responsible for 90% of the things that you do. Ooh. Now, let me give you an example. Of how powerful this is. Your subconscious mind. Have you ever been somewhere? All right, you ever been somewhere And you had a whole bunch of things on your conscious mind that you were thinking about. But you didn't think about consciously how you were getting where you were going because you've been there before. But your subconscious mind says, stop here, turn right here, turn left here, turn right here, and you end up in the parking lot. Has that ever happened to anybody? Of course it has. Well, what was the driving force behind you getting there? It was your subconscious mind. So watch this, y'all. Your subconscious mind is so powerful. It is where our belief system comes from. You ever notice how you think you want to change your belief system? You think you want to change how you believe in things. And you like, no matter how hard you try, you change, you try to change, but you go back. You always go back to what you used to do, behavior-wise, right? That's why many of you keep picking the same people in relationships because what's up, Great Dimples? How you doing, baby? Good to see you. I see you everywhere now. Man, you need to have a conversation soon this week. Inbox me your number so I can reach out to you because I want to talk to you about something. All right. Thank you, baby. Good to see you. I see you everywhere now. So I want you to understand is think about it from this perspective. Your subconscious mind is where your belief system, right? Your belief system resides. You ever wonder why you believe what you believe? You ever wonder what? You ever wonder? Because think about how when you were told when you were young that you weren't gonna never have nobody. You were told that you weren't worthy to have love. And then you grow up and you perpetuate the very thing that you were told. Let me tell you why. From the age, now I'm going to get a little technical. From the age of 0, the third trimester in your mother's womb, from the third trimester in your mother's womb to the age of 7 years old, your subconscious mind is being formed. You don't have a subconscious mind. You don't have any beliefs, any thoughts, any of that. They're being formed. So that is why in therapy, they go back to your childhood because that is called imprinting. Because you were imprinted, your subconscious was imprinted. So what happens is, if mama told you you weren't gonna never have nobody, if you saw only toxic relationships, if you saw trauma, then when you grow up, that is what your subconscious is going to believe. That's what relationships are supposed to be. It's only when you reprogram your subconscious till you begin to believe something different and think something different. So you say, Coach, why are you going through this diatribe about conscious and subconscious mind? I'm glad you asked because I'm going to tell you how it affects your relationships. All right? Let me show you how it affects your relationships. Now, here's how. When we get to know someone, whether we're in a relationship, marriage, whether we're dating anybody, we get to know them on a conscious level. What do? You ask them questions like, who's your favorite team? You ask them questions like, where'd you go to school? Where do you work? How much money do you make? Do you have any kids? You ever noticed how you you ever noticed? I know Great Dimples at my therapist is working on my 10-year-old self. I know that's right. You ever notice how when you ask conscious questions when you're dating, we ask conscious questions when we're dating, and you ever notice how you might meet somebody, and then all of a sudden, 3, 4, 5 months later, you realize the person isn't who you thought they were. And what happens is, y'all, we are building relationships on asking conscious questions. So think about it like this. If I'm asking you just conscious questions, where'd you go to school? What do you like to eat? What do? You will not ever get to know who the person is on a deeper level. The true person resides in the subconscious realm. That's where your beliefs are. That's where your thoughts and emotions, your trauma is. But most of you in a relationship don't know how to tap in to that person. You know why? Because all you do is ask conscious questions. And so when I teach my people, one lady who just got married, I taught her how to ask subconscious questions. Ooh. Coach, no other coach is going to teach you this because they don't know it. Because here's the deal. What I do is I say, if I want to get to know this person, I've got to get beneath the surface into the subconscious programming. And the only way that I get into the subconscious is I learn how to ask subconscious questions so I can communicate with that person on a subconscious level. And you might say, whoa, this deep, coach. I'm going to break it down in class, but let me give you the example. Let me give you the difference. So when I created this process called the subconscious process, what it is I call it the just ask process too. And so what happens is I begin showing people how you go from the conscious conversation to the subconscious conversation. Allow me to explain this because I'm going to be talking about this all week. Everybody here, if you want to really learn this process, I am doing a class called Just Ask. All right. How questions, how asking the right questions can reveal the right partner. Okay. How the right questions can reveal the right partner. Now, if you're in a marriage, now it goes how the right questions can deepen the relationship, deepen the connection. And if we're disconnected, it can reconnect us. So let me give you an example of it. So let's go back to the example. I remember the example I gave about the ladies at the gym. And you wonder, well, coach, what did you tell her to say? I said, let's tap into her subconscious belief system. Her subconscious belief system was that I knew she was mad at you, but the subconscious belief system was that we were sisters, that we were supposed to be connected. And so I asked her to ask this one question. And here's what it was. I said, ask her this. Tell me the reason why we were connected so deeply as sisters. Notice what I told her to ask. Tell me the reasons why we were so deeply connected as sisters. Ooh-wee. The reason why that is a subconscious question is because that answer is not at the top of my brain. The answer is not in my conscious mind. I had to go into my subconscious to answer that. I had to go into my filing cabinet. Why were we connected? Why did it matter so much? Why were we connected? And then that's why it took her. I said, it's going to take her a minute to answer it. And then when she answered it, I knew you had engaged her subconscious programming. That is the reason by the time they got back to the gym, you had already penetrated her subconscious questioning, and then they reconciled. Wow! Yo, that is super powerful. You're right. Thank you, Inspire. It is a phenomenal question because it's a subconscious question. Let me move on. And so some of you might be wondering, how do I, if I'm dating, if in a marriage, I'm going to teach you how to create subconscious questions that deepen your relationships, that help you vet people. So let me give you another one. Please reach it. I'm gonna check my DM. Thank you, great DM. Appreciate you. So check this out, y'all. When you're dating, I teach my people, which I'm gonna teach you if you join this Just Ask. If you join my Just Ask class, you know how how asking the right questions can reveal the right partner. And it's $10, y'all. $10. For those of you, I'm gonna teach you how to join. For those of you who want to join, I'm gonna show you in a minute. But let's so in dating, I teach people how to create 10 subconscious questions. I'm gonna help you do that. Let's say if you want to know about the person's relationship with their mother. So a subconscious questions, and you don't want to seem like you're interrogating them, because there is a difference between interrogation and communication. And so what I said was, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to create 10 questions and based on the values that you have, based on the things that you want to know. You ask we create the questions based on the things that matter to you. What's up, Brandon? What's up, baby? And so I said, one of the things she wanted to know was the relationship between him and his mother, because she felt like if she treated his mother nice, then, so I said, here's the question we're going to ask. We created 3 or 4 subconscious questions, but one of the subconscious questions was, tell me the one thing that you learned from your mother that helped you become the man you are today, whether it's good or bad. And he was like, wow. And he paused. And the reason why I knew, she told me he paused. The reason why I knew it was a good question, because he couldn't come up with the answer here. He had to go into his subconscious mind to get the answer. Then he said, that's a deep question. Let me think about it. He said, you know what I learned from my mother? I learned from my mother that a woman should never wait around for the right man to come along, because he was telling, and listen to what he was doing. He was talking about his father and his mother. His mother waited so long on his father, and she never was happy. And he said that I learned from my mother. That now they ended up getting married, y'all. And I'm going to tell y'all something. The way that I'm going to teach y'all how to create deeper relationships, how to vet the person, how do you reconnect with the person? All of these things I'm going to teach you in my Just Ask class. It's based on the book, my best-selling book, Just Ask. Wow. How the right questions, the tagline is how the right questions can reveal the right partner. So what I want y'all to do, I'm going to be doing this all week. For those of you who want to come to this class, I'm going to teach it for the next 8 weeks. 8 weeks. It's going to be an hour on Sunday evenings. What you doing on Sunday evenings? At 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. But this literally will change your life. And it's $10 a class. And you can cancel it anytime. It's $10 a class. It's $10. And y'all, if you can't invest $10, then $20 or $30 into yourself and finding the right person, I don't know what to tell you. But for those of you who want to do it, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go up to my bio. You're going to click on my bio. And you will see, if you click on my bio, and you'll see it says Just Ask Masterclass. It's $10 a week. It starts this Sunday. You will get the Zoom link. We're going to get the Zoom link, and you're going to get in there, and you're going to learn like crazy. If those of you who want it, and I can send you the link. What I'm going to do, if you are on YouTube right now, I'm going to send you the link. All right, if you're on YouTube right now, or Facebook, I'm going to send you the link. If you are on, I just sent it. If you're on Instagram or TikTok, go to my bio Click my link tree. The first thing says the Just Ask Masterclass. It's $10. $10 for the first week, $10 for the second week, third week. Quit at any time if you want to. But what you gonna learn, you ain't gonna quit because it's 8 weeks. All right. It's 8 weeks, is $80. Okay, it's $80. Or if you want to quit in week 4, it's $40. But listen, y'all, you gotta decide. If I want to get something different, I gotta do something different. Period. If you want, I gotta do something different. Y'all, this is the first time I've ever taught this class. I wrote the book. It's my best-selling book. I wrote this book, right? And you can, on that page, you can buy the book too. You don't have to buy the book. You don't have to. But I'm going to teach from the book. You don't have to buy the book. If you don't want to, you can just take notes. You know, I'll have PowerPoints and all of that. But if you want to buy the book and read it and understand before class, yeah, you get it as a bonus if you click on it and signed up. All right. Oh, Julia said I attended a workshop. It was awesome. Thank you, Julia. Appreciate you. All right. That's what I'm saying. Siobhan, click the link. Go sign up. All right. Click the link. Go sign up. And and look, we're gonna get it cracking. We're gonna get it cracking. I'm gonna be back tomorrow night too. But I just wanted to give y'all a little taste of where we're going. Taste of it. And if anybody want to find out if the class right for you, email me at coachkencanion@gmail.com. Email me at coachkencanion@gmail.com. If you're curious about it, you don't know, whatever, let's get it cracking. All right, y'all. That's my time. I'm out. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.